ever look around aimlessly in your kitchen cabinets or refrigerator in hopes of finding the perfect snack to tide you over until your next meal, but you never seem to come across anything that interests you? Well, if that may be the case, I think I have a solution for you. No Bake protein balls are not only a tasty snack, but they are also nutritional, easy to make, and very kid-friendly. My mom and I tend to make them with my younger siblings from time to time. If you are someone who doesn't have a lot of ingredients hanging around in your house either, then you are in luck and this recipe is just for you. With that being said, today I will be showing you how to make No Bake protein balls. So let's get started. First, you're going to want to make sure you have all of the ingredients you're going to need on hand. And just an FYI, you may be wondering why my Tupperware looks like this, if you can see it. Well, I went over to Charlie's for the weekend and her dog managed to sniff the peanut butter out and he kind of went to town on it, but it's okay because he didn't get through it, but he did do some damage. Just wanted to let you guys know I'm not crazy and I did not do this. Anyways, so I have a cup and a half of oats, I have half cup of honey, I have a quarter cup of chocolate chips, however, these are optional. The recipe is pretty customizable. I have 1 cup of peanut butter, and I have half a cup of protein powder. You can choose to make multiple different flavor variations if you wanted to. Like I said, the recipe is really customizable. For example, if you didn't want to use peanut butter, you could use like sunflower seed butter or almond butter. And if you were using maple syrup, because you can also use maple syrup instead of the honey, if you wanted to lower the calorie intake, you could just switch to like something as simple as sugar-free maple syrup or sugar-free honey. If you don't have any protein powder on hand, that's fine. It won't make that much of a difference. If you follow the recipe and don't use protein powder, just put more oats in. Once you have all of your ingredients set out in front of you, make sure you have a bowl and a mixing utensil of some sort. And then usually we use like a cookie sheet or some sort of tray to place them on when you're finished so you can refrigerate them, but I'm just using this because I'm going to be putting it back in when I'm done anyways. Once you have all of your ingredients out in front of you, it's time to start mixing them together. You want to grab in your bowl and pour in your oats, so we'll start with that. Oats are actually among the healthiest grains in the world and they can lower your risk of heart disease. Then we're going to put in protein powder. There are many different types of protein powders out there and the majority of them are known to help prevent muscle loss as well as promote muscle gain. It doesn't really matter what protein powder you use. You can really use whatever you want. It's not going to affect the taste too much. Then we're going to add in peanut butter. I almost cut myself opening this because it's pretty messed up, but it's okay. So yeah, just put your peanut butter in there. Doesn't really matter what peanut butter you can use. Like I said, you can change it up quite a bit and it doesn't really make a difference. Then you just want to give that a little stir. And the peanut butter is going to start to like clump, but that's a good thing and it means you're doing it the right way. So just give it a little mix. And after that, oh, and peanut butter, forgot, is very high in vitamin E and magnesium and iron. And research actually shows that people who incorporate peanut butter with their diet, not like on a day-to-day basis, but consistently throughout their lives, they are less prone to developing type 2 diabetes versus those who may not consume peanut butter, period. Yeah, okay, so then we can add in the honey. Raw honey is really high in antioxidants, and it's an antibacterial agent, which means basically that it will kill off harmful bacteria and fungi. So, yeah. Then just mix that around. Like I said, you can also use maple syrup because that's also high in antioxidants. So yeah, just mix it around a little bit. Okay. After all of your ingredients are mixed together, which they aren't yet because I don't have these, so let me do that real quick. The recipe calls for like a quarter cup, but you can add however many you want. And these aren't necessarily the healthiest thing in the world, but they add flavor and sweetness. So, like I said, you can add whatever. You could add M&Ms, There's many different ways you could change the recipe. So just kind of fold them in. Okay, after you're done mixing those in, you can start to shape them, and if you're making them for your friends or your family, you can just, use your hands because it's not that big of a deal. But if you are making them for other people, I would recommend using like a measuring spoon or an ice cream scooper, or just wearing gloves. Like for example, when I made these earlier, I used gloves when I made these, so if you want to try one after I'm done, I use gloves for sanitation purposes. But since no one's going to be eating them from here, I'm just going to use my hands because I just think that's kind of easier. And also, if you wanted to, you could refrigerate this and leave it in the refrigerator so it has a chance to firm up, because that makes it easier so it doesn't like crumble and fall apart. And I would recommend putting it in the fridge for like 5 minutes, but given the speech has to be finished in about 6 to 9, I will not be doing that. So once everything is mixed together and it's kind of clumping together, you just go in there and you just shape it into a ball, and that's probably too big. So yeah, that's really all there is to it. You can use a cookie sheet like I said, but you just go in there, and you could eat them like right away when you're done forming them. Otherwise, once you are done forming them, you would put them in the refrigerator and just keep them in there to firm up, and then you can place them in a sealable container and they will keep fresh for up to 4 weeks. Yeah, so today I showed you how to make no big protein balls. I would encourage you all to make these, as they are a healthier alternative to sugary snacks. Thank you all for listening.